What if I told you that one tiny habit, costing less than $10, could save you over $4,000 in car repairs? That's not an exaggeration. It's not clickbait. It's a real habit that most drivers completely ignore until their engine, transmission, or fuel system fails. If you want to avoid costly breakdowns and keep your car running like new for years, stick around, because what I'm about to show you is simple, cheap, and backed by real-world experience from seasoned mechanics. 1. The habit that changed everything. Let's get right to it. The $10 habit? Changing your engine air filter every 12,000, 15,000 miles. Wait, that's it? Yes, and here's why it matters more than most people realize. Your engine breathes just like you do. It pulls in thousands of gallons of air per hour to mix with fuel and create combustion. But if that air is dirty, clogged with dust, pollen, bugs, and debris, your engine struggles to breathe. It works harder, burns more gas, and accumulates internal carbon buildup. A dirty air filter leads to reduced fuel economy, sluggish acceleration, overheating, and even premature failure of spark plugs, oxygen sensors, and your mass airflow sensor, all of which are expensive to repair or replace. But when you install a clean air filter, your engine gets optimal airflow. That means better combustion, lower emissions, and reduced wear on critical components. And yes, it really does cost under $10 for most cars if you buy it yourself and replace it in just 5 minutes. 2. What mechanics won't tell you. Here's the truth. Many mechanics will charge you $40 to $80 for the same $10 filter, and they often won't check it unless you specifically ask. Worse, some will even blow the dust out with compressed air and leave the old filter in place, while charging you for a new one. Why does this happen? Because air filters don't trigger warning lights. Your car won't scream for help. And unless you remove the air box and inspect it yourself, you'd never know the filter's choking your engine. According to a study by the Car Care Council, 1 in 5 cars on the road have a severely dirty air filter. That's millions of engines running inefficiently, burning more fuel and risking damage, simply because drivers didn't know better. 3. The chain reaction of neglect. Let's talk real numbers. When your air filter is clogged, your engine compensates by burning more fuel. That rich fuel mixture fouls your spark plugs. Then your oxygen sensors start giving inaccurate readings. That leads to unbalanced combustion, which stresses your catalytic converter, an emissions component that costs $900 to $2,500 to replace. So, by skipping a $10 filter replacement, you set off a domino effect. Wasted fuel, 100 pluses per year. Bad spark plugs, $200. Failed O2 sensors, $300, $400. Catalytic converter failure, $1,000, $2,500. Total cost? Upwards of $4,000. And it all started because the engine was breathing through a dirty rag. 4. The science behind the savings. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, replacing a clogged air filter can improve acceleration time by 6 to 11% and restore up to 14% of lost fuel efficiency. That's a measurable performance gain for less than a fast food meal. Furthermore, clean airflow reduces carbon deposits inside your combustion chamber, extending the lifespan of your pistons, valves, and cylinder walls. Mechanics who specialize in high-mileage vehicles, especially fleet trucks and taxis, report that consistent air filter changes are one of the top 5 contributors to long-term engine health. 5. How to check and replace yours. Here's the beautiful part. You don't need tools, you don't need a mechanic, and you don't need to lift your car. Pop the hood, find the air filter housing, usually a black plastic box connected to the intake hose. Unclip or unscrew the lid, pull out the old filter. If it's black or full of debris, it's time to replace it. Insert the new one and close the lid. Done. That's it. Some filters slide in vertically, some go in flat. But the process is nearly identical on every vehicle. You can buy OEM filters or trusted aftermarket brands online or at any auto parts store. Just give them your make, model, and year. It takes 30 seconds. 6. Bonus tip: use cabin air filters. 2. While we're on filters, don't forget your cabin air filter. It doesn't protect your engine, but it protects you from breathing in mold, pollen, and road dust. A dirty cabin filter affects your AC performance and can even make your car smell bad. Many people have never changed it, ever. It's another $10–15 fix, and it's usually behind the glove box or under the hood near the windshield. 7. The hidden psychological trap most drivers fall into. Let's be honest, $10 seems too small to matter, right? It's easy to overlook, because psychologically, we're wired to focus on the big repairs like a blown head gasket or failed transmission. But the truth is, cars don't usually fail because of one massive event. They fail from hundreds of small things we ignore. This is what mechanics call death by neglect. It's the everyday wear caused by missed maintenance, and that's where this $10 habit becomes a secret weapon. When you're disciplined about the little things, like air filters, you prevent the big things from ever happening. That's why smart drivers who get 200,000 to 500,000 miles from their cars all have one thing in common: they obsess over simple maintenance. So ask yourself, are you waiting for the $4,000 disaster? Or are you willing to spend $10 to avoid it entirely? 8. Expert mechanics speak out. Veteran mechanics like Scotty Kilmer, Eric the Car Guy, and the team at Car Care Clues all agree. Keeping your intake system clean is one of the most underrated maintenance hacks. Scotty once said, "You want your engine to breathe like a runner before a marathon. Don't choke it with a filthy filter." And he's seen dozens of engines with ruined spark plugs and oxygen sensors simply because of airflow restrictions. Even Toyota and Honda service techs admit that clogged filters are among the top reasons for poor performance. And they usually get discovered after a check engine light appears. So if the pros are telling you this $10 fix works, why wait? 9. Real-world case studies. Let me share a quick story. A 2012 Camry owner noticed he was getting 18 mpg instead of his usual 24. The dealership told him it might be the fuel injectors. He almost paid $300 for a cleaning. Turns out, it was just a clogged air filter. He replaced it himself for $12. And within 2 days, his mileage jumped back to 24 mpg. No codes, no repairs, just airflow. Multiply that fuel loss over a year, and you're spending $600 more than you need to, just because of one overlooked part. And it's not just sedans. Pickup truck owners, SUV drivers, even people with turbocharged engines. Every single engine on the road depends on clean air to function efficiently. 10. Modern filters versus cheap alternatives. Let's bust a quick myth. Not all filters are created equal. Yes, you can get a $5 generic filter, but those tend to use poor quality materials that degrade quickly and don't trap fine particles well. In fact, some cheap filters let sand and dirt through, damaging your intake and throttle body. Always go for OEM or reputable aftermarket brands like Fram, Bosch, Purolator, or Wix. They use layered synthetic fibers, tighter seals, and are tested to trap 98% of contaminants without restricting airflow. Remember, it's not just about replacement, it's about choosing the right one. 11. The schedule that actually works. Most car manuals recommend changing the air filter every 15,000, 30,000 miles. But that number assumes you're driving in ideal conditions. Rural highways, mild climates, no dust. If you drive in urban traffic, near construction zones, or in hot, dry areas like Arizona or Texas, you may need to change it every 10,000, 12,000 miles. Live near the beach or where it snows. Salt, sand, and humidity also wreak havoc on filters faster than you think. The smartest move? Inspect your filter every oil change. If it looks dark or brittle, swap it. Don't wait for your mechanic to upsell you. Beat them to it. 12. Other $10 habits that pay big. Let's expand this idea just a little. Air filters aren't the only unsung heroes of cheap maintenance. Here are 3 other under $15 fixes that protect your car from disaster. Fuel system cleaner, like Techron or Seafoam, cleans injectors, valves, and helps combustion stay smooth. Dielectric grease on battery terminals. Prevents corrosion, protects electrical flow, avoids no-start issues. Windshield washer fluid with de-icer. Prevents frozen wipers and keeps your windshield visibility top-notch in cold weather. These aren't expensive. They don't require tools. But they do prevent headaches, breakdowns, and expensive repairs down the line. 13. Recap. How this $10 habit saved me $4,000. Let's connect the dots. I replaced my air filter regularly. It kept my engine breathing cleanly. My fuel mileage stayed high. My spark plugs lasted longer. My sensors stayed clean. My catalytic converter didn't overheat or clog. Total savings? Easily over $4,000 across 5 years. And guess what? I never once had a check engine light related to airflow or emissions. This is the quiet power of preventive maintenance. It doesn't shout, but it works. 14. Final takeaway. Don't ignore the small stuff. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most car problems are preventable, but most drivers don't act until something breaks. You can be different. You can be smarter. And all it takes is a $10 habit that takes less time than ordering coffee. So pop your hood, check your filter, and if it looks like a rat's nest, replace it. Your engine will thank you. Your wallet will thank you. And 5 years from now, you'll be one of the rare drivers whose car is still going strong because you cared enough to make one simple change. Have you checked your air filter recently? Or have you ever had a massive repair bill because of something small you ignored? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell because we've got more car saving secrets coming your way next week. Thanks for watching.